Hey everyone, CJF Hotshot here. Now, a little while back, I say a little while back, it was like a few weeks ago, I did a Flash costumes video based off of all of Wally West's costumes. And naturally, it was a part 1, because part 2 is today, which is talking about Barry Allen's costumes. At surface level, there wouldn't seem to be that many costumes for Barry, but I found some. There's a lot to go through. A lot of them are to do with like DC editorial mandates from the 2010s. And yeah, I think we just have to jump right in and see what my opinions on these costumes are. So let's start with Barry's classic suit, the one that he's had since 1956. I did talk about this costume in my Wally video, but that was always like kind of in context of Wally. This is in context of Barry and like what it means. And this, it's definitely more suiting for Barry. He likes to keep his eyes opened out, and he likes that bright color scheme to show that he's more of like a friendly cop. Well, as friendly as a cop can be, depending on how you see the law enforcement in the world. But he always, like, you know, it's like, it works for Barry more than Wally is what I'm trying to say. The belt still bugs me a little, I will say that, but that's just me not being a fan of the asymmetrical belt. But, I don't think it'd be Barry's suit without it. The little wings on the boots that are sometimes on Wally's suits, do give off that Barry Allen energy, and yeah, all I can say is, I dig Barry's classic suit. Barry's Blackest Night suit, or his Blue Lantern suit. Also designed by Scott Kolins. Yeah, Scott Kolins did a lot of work in designing Flash suits for Blackest Night. This is fucking dope. A general rule is that I like blue suits. I liked, for example, like, I hated Wally's Rebirth suit, but like as soon as it got like that blue Metron aura, I really liked it. And a similar situation's happening here with Barry's suit as it becomes a Blue Lantern suit. It just looks very godlike. It looks very powerful, and it looks very in character for Barry. I wouldn't mind if we see this suit come back and see Barry like becoming a permanent Blue Lantern. It wouldn't happen because DC don't know what to do with the Green Lantern mythos right now. But you know, Barry Allen as a Blue Lantern, like, I love this. I like these, like, lighter blue tones. It's just like, yeah, I love this. I love this a lot. Suit 3, first editorial mandate suit. New 52. The one that most people know, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't like I have mixed opinions on the New 52 suit. On one hand, when drawn by Francis Manapul, the person who designed this suit, pretty cool. Francis Manapul can like really give those wires electricity rather than just like make them the wires that they always are on other suits. But as you see with other artists like Howard Porter and Carmine DiGiandomenico and Jim Lee, this suit always kind of becomes forced and it doesn't sit right because there's always too many wires, which means it looks over-designed. So this is very much dependent on the artist who's drawing the suit and how well it can cover up these like littler design details, which really like bug me sometimes. Basically, when drawn by Francis Manapul or Brett Booth, it looks quite good. When drawn by most people, it's like, ugh. Except for the Scott Kolins one, which is the same as the New 52 suit, but with a asymmetrical belt. I'm talking about this one just because it is much more of a, this is Scott Kolins going back to his nostalgia, which is quite cool. However, this is also in the era where Scott Kolins didn't do his best because of, like, timing, basically. So, yeah. But still pretty cool, I'd say. He also lessened the wires on the New 52 suit, which is, like, good. So, yeah. Next suit. DCU suit, designed by Brett Booth. In context of Barry Allen, it's fucking shit. It just doesn't work on Barry. There's too many, like, once again, there's just too much. There's too many variations of the color red. There's too much, like, yellow on the mask. And those yellow orange eyes should look cool. But I feel like it'd look cool on a Wally West Flash suit or a Bart Allen Flash suit. Here, it's like, Brett threw one of his spare costume ideas at the board just so DC could have a new suit for their initiative, which is like, ugh. It's just, ugh. I don't like it that much. Another suit designed by Brett Booth, which kind of breaks my rule of me liking blue Flash suits. You know how I've said I like blue Flash suits? Not this one. This one's fucking hideous. It's the future Flash suit from the New 52. It's awful. Once again, it's overdone. It's overdesigned and just too much. I don't like it. It looks like a half-opened Iron Man suit from like the films, not the comics. The comics are like very streamlined. But here it looks like a half-opened Iron Man suit and it looks very ugly. Like, ugh, ew, you know? It also doesn't help that it has to work in contrast with Barry's New 52 suit, which, whilst it's good, just designed by Booth, here, in contrast to future Barry, it's just like, why did you design this future Barry suit? Because it looks hideous. Speaking of a future version of Barry Allen, we have Williamson's future Barry Allen. This one's okay, I'd say. Not my favourite. I'm not a big fan of the opened arms, that just have like, yeah, I don't like that he has his arms open because it's just like, it just looks like he's wearing a t-shirt at that point, which I get is kind of a reference to Jay Garrick, but at the same time, Jay Garrick never had open arms. And once again, there's a light red and a dark red on the suit when they should really commit to one, but for some reason they never do. This is a big issue of the current suit they're going to try to use for the film that's never going to come out. But yeah, overall, Howard Porter and Hi-Fi, and they had to work on a lot of suits. For example, all of the Flash Year 1 suits I'm going to group into one because I have like the same opinion of them, really. They look like proto suits and easily interchangeable. Like, first time reading it, I didn't notice that Barry Allen's suit had changed that much until he actually put on, like, Wally's suit, basically. But, yeah. And finally, we have Barry's Speed Metal suit, which I'm also going to group in with the rest of his Black Flash looks, like the Frank Miller one and the one drawn by the artist we don't like. But Howard Porter and Eddie Barrows designed this suit for Speed Metal, and it looks kind of gaudish. You know how people always complained about 90s design mentality on certain characters, like Deathstroke, Deadpool, and how there was just like too much in what... This is the same thing to me, basically. It looks like the bad parts of the 90s, and it looks hideous because of it. But yeah, that was a quick rundown of most of Barry Allen's suits, because, yeah. For anyone who's asking me to talk about the adaptations of Barry Allen's suits, no.